Num, num, num. Everybody. They won't give me an extra chord, just one, and that's it for the whole show. Love somebody. Sometime. Feel beautiful. When I got up this morning, I thought I had a chest cold. I called my doctor, and he said, I'd feel better when the ice cubes melt. Yeah, I'm gonna take myself a little vacation after the show tonight. This year, I want to travel and go to places I have never been before, like Tahiti or South America or my bedroom. Let's remember now, you got in for nothing. I might go to Palm Springs. I like it there. The nights are so clear, you can reach out and grab a star. I tried it once, and Raquel Welch slapped me. Just plain old slapped me. Last year, my Jeannie and I, we took a motor trip, and we had a wreck in the car. My mother-in-law. That they like. We drove up to the Dakotas. You need 4 sheets for those letters? We drove up to the Dakotas and saw Mount Rushmore. That was really something. Abraham Lincoln, George Washington, Thomas Jefferson, and Teddy Roosevelt. Now, those are my kind of presidents. 2 of them were stoned, and the other 2 were on the rocks. That's my kind of feeling. Now, don't go away, because here's a nice man. I'm a Scotchman. Man, to tell you who my guests are tonight. Yes.
The Dean Martin Show, starring Victor Borge, Jimmy Stewart, Raquel Welch, and Les Brown and his band of renown.
Well, I'm going to tell you, you're a good audience, and you should have a lot of fun tonight, because before the show, I poured some scotch into the air conditioning. We're going to have a real cuckoo show. I think you're going to enjoy our show tonight. You know, when you've got talent like James Stewart, Raquel Welch on the same show, it's a real special. I tell you, that Raquel is really gorgeous. The first time I looked at her, I went home and looked for a loophole in my marriage certificate.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Victor Borge.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. Good to see you again. I have often been asked. I have often been asked to play a number all the way through. And I'm delighted tonight to announce that I'm probably not going to do it. There are 2 reasons for that. One is that I don't know anything all the way through, and that happens to be the other reason also. However, I have been asked specifically to play the first movement of the Moonlight Sonata by Ludwig van Beethoven, and that is what I intend to do right now. It's kind of a short day, wasn't it? I guess I will have to play it in Braille. The first movement of the Moonlight Sonata by Ludwig van Beethoven, I say. Cool. Oh, that's... always carry a thing like this with me because one never knows when one can see the pedals. All right. The Moonlight Sonata, the first movement by Ludwig van. Now I'm just going to play Moonlight by Ludwig. Well, here it is. Everything will be all right. The only thing is that I might eliminate every fifth note. If you don't count it, you won't notice it. So I'll play it fast. I wonder why there are 3 pedals on this grand piano. Who do they think I am? May I hear an A, please, from the violins? Fine. I like mine better. Thank you. Now the Moonlight Sonata. Well, the piano moves here. Ready? See, I have a way I can do it without this finger. I play like this. I can go under like this and under like this. I just had some fish. I don't think it was very good. Normally, I like fish, but this kind of fish was not good. I'm very, very fond of eggs, particularly. I like eggs. But fish is... Canned fish is the worst thing I know. It's very bad. I don't know how long this has been in the can. Ladies and gentlemen, it is impossible to remember everything. Let me play for you some music that I have here ready. I am going to play... These are popular things, and I have brought them because I like popular things, and I brought them with me from New York. I just come out from the East Coast, and I was amazed that... Well, the further west you go in this country, the closer you get to the Far East. I told you that fish bothers me. Now, let me play some of these. This has no significance. The Baldwin Piano Company has asked me to announce that this is a Steinway. Don't you like good music? Why do you interrupt me all the time?
transposing.
My next guest is a gentleman whose talents have won the admiration and respect of everyone in our industry. He's responsible for bringing more people into theaters than buttered popcorn. Ladies and gentlemen, I am proud to call him my dear, dear friend, Mr. Jimmy Stewart.
Hello? No, this isn't Henry. Yes, this is the booth at the corner of Wilshire and Beverly, but I'm the only one here. I don't, oh, wait a minute, just a second, man. Hey, fella.
What?
Are you Henry?
No, my name's not Henry.
He doesn't seem to be here, ma'am. Uh-huh. Oh, I see. You're his wife, and you were supposed to meet him here. Well, look...
Hey, buddy. Buddy. Henry's calling on the next phone here.
Oh, that's good. I'm speaking to his wife, Martha.
Oh, well, Henry says to tell Martha, this is Henry, just tell Martha that he's held up at the office and he'll be half an hour late.
Martha, Henry's on the next phone, and he says he'll be an hour late. Would you please give Henry this message from Martha? Don't bother to show up at all. I'm going home to Mother.
Well, Henry says, but Tweety doll.
Oh, because you don't love me anymore.
Oh, good. No, he said, of course I love you. You're my little poopsie pie.
Well, then, how's it come you never buy me flowers? How's it come you never treat me romantic like you used to?
Me, not romantic? Who's the one that always has a headache, whose face is always covered with cold cream and hair curlers?
You see? You don't love me, you just love my body.
Well, listen, with all that cold cream and hair curlers, half the time I can't even find your body.
you beast. And after I've given you the best years of my life?
Well, stop it, pussycat. Cake, you know. Cake, you said, right? Yeah, pussycake. You know, I can't stand to see you cry. Isn't there something I can do to prove how I love you?
Well, Mr. Thompson, just next door, bought Mrs. Thompson the biggest ruby necklace I ever saw.
He did? Well, tomorrow I'm going to buy you a ruby necklace that'll make Mrs. Thompson's ruby necklace look like a heat rash.
Then you do love me.
Well, of course I do, Poopsie, Tweety, baby.
Well,
darn it, I can't even remember who I was going to phone.
Oh, I just remembered. Operator, could you get me the fire department? My house is on fire.
Listen, you got another minute? Come here. This is a real thrill. Yeah, having Raquel Welch on our show. I tell you, she's so beautiful. I dreamt about her last night, and halfway through my dream, Jeannie woke me up because I was smiling just a little too loud. Ladies and gentlemen, the lovely, beautiful, and wonderful Miss Raquel Welch.
Don't talk of stars burning above. If you're in love, show me. Tell me no dreams filled with desire. If you're on fire, show me. Here we are together in the middle of the night. Don't talk of spring, just hold me tight. Anyone who's ever been in love will tell you that this is no time for a chat. Haven't your lips longed for my touch? Don't say how much. Show me. Show me. Here we are together in the middle of the night. Don't talk of spring, just hold me tight. Anyone who's ever been in love will tell you that this is no time for a chat. Haven't your lips longed for my touch? Don't say how much, just show me. Don't talk of love lasting through time. Make me know undying bond. Show me. Just show me. Come show me. Right now.
Hey, there's the place now. Yeah, that's the place, Victor.
That's the place?
Yeah.
It's like a very exotic country.
Yeah, now, before we land, I think I should warn you. They have a strange custom here. Yes, they do. Whenever you stay overnight in a man's home, he will offer to share his wife with you. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Now, you must accept, or otherwise he'll be very insulted. Now, this is how they show their hospitality in this land.
Say, I think I'm going to have a wonderful time here in Beverly Hills.
Well, I've been here in Alaska for 2 weeks now, and that's the prettiest girl I've seen yet. Who's she?
Oh, that's a lady of the evening. And if you'd like to date her, it'll cost you $6,000.
$6,000 for a lady of the evening?
Well, don't forget, up here, the nights are 6 months long. Buongiorno. Come va? What? Come passa? Buongiorno.
Oh, you're Danish. Landsman, we will have pâte de foie gras with truffles. Truffles. Vichyssoise. Do you like fish? Pheasant, pheasant on the glass.
Jawohl,
Tall glass. Chateaubriand very rare and rare. And instead of... What are you looking at? Oh, me. Béarnaise sauce. You like béarnaise? Well, I'd rather have the escoffier sauce. I don't like it.
Escoffier.
Oh, escoffier. Yeah. Well, one escoffier and one escoffier. One bottle of little wine. One bottle of Chateau Lafite, 1959. That's a very good price. And for dessert, let's have cherries jubilee. I love cherries jubilee. Yeah, please.
When?
Yeah. And
Yo! One number 4.
It's Naomi.
my name is Richard.
You're very handsome.
Thank you. Thank you.
You know, I think I'm falling in love.
Thank you.
Well, I'll only be here one weekend.
Well, I'm dancing as fast as I can.
Wouldn't it just be wonderful if we had nothing to do all year but play golf?
Yeah, sure is a great game.
Huh?
Mr. Fenton, your wife has just been taken to the hospital. She's having her baby.
Oh, hey, I gotta hurry. Excuse me, mind if I play through? Oh, fine now.
Hello, Doctor.
Oh, howdy.
I'm going to South America for my vacation. Do I need any inoculations?
Oh, yes, you do. You just step in the inner office and remove all your clothes, and I'll be with you in a minute.
Miss Howard to see you, Doctor.
I beg your grace?
Miss Howard.
Oh, yes.
Hello, Doctor.
Howdy.
I'm going to South America for my vacation. Do I need any inoculation shots?
Nah, you'll be all right.
Where? Oh, this way.
Yes.
And where do you come from?
Oh, I've just come back from Veracruz, Mexico.
From, what's her name?
Veracruz.
Veracruz. Oh, Veracruz. Yes. Wait, isn't it?
Yes.
Do you have anything,
Oh, no, officer, no.
need a little laundry here? Oh, this is an interesting thing. Oh, I'm sorry.
That vase was over 2,000 years old.
Gee, what a relief. I thought it was new.
By the time I get to Phoenix, she'll be rising. She'll find a note I left hanging on her door. She'll laugh when she reads the part that says I'm leaving. Cause I've left that gal so many times before. By the time I make Albuquerque, she'll be working. She'll probably stop at lunch and give me a call. But she'll just hear that phone keep on ringing.
off the wall. That's all. By the time I make Oklahoma, she'll be sleeping. She'll turn softly and call my name out low. Then she'll cry just to think I'd believe her. Though time and time tried to tell her so, she just didn't know.